Eish, my friend,
Larry.
Joseph Hellon. How are you, sir?
Very well indeed.
Are you keeping well?
Really, really good. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long time.
Yeah, many years.
It's a great performance you just had there.
Thank you.
You know, people kind of saw you musically
Yes.
on Tasker Project Fame.
Yes.
And then you kind of disappeared and went under the radar. What have you been up to? Tell us everything.
I've been playing a lot of music all over the place.
Oh, really?
We've been doing a lot of jazz with this amazing team here.
They're incredible.
And of course, other businesses too. Yes.
So your Twitter handle is interesting because it says all of the things you do.
Yes.
Motivational speaker, businessman, preacher,
Yes.
Musician, presidential aspirant.
Yes.
Are you all of these things?
Yes, I'm all of that.
Wow.
See, like a mango tree. Think about it. It produces fruits, then it's got leaves, then it's shelter for birds, then it's a windbreaker, then it protects soil from erosion, and it's wood as well, timber and stuff like that. So one person can do so many different things as long as what they do is part and parcel of their talent or their
Right.
calling.
So let's go through them one by one.
Yes.
Musician. When did you pick up the sax? How old were you?
I picked up the sax in my first year of Form 1.
Oh.
That was the first time I ever saw it.
Wow.
Because I came from up country, you know, so listening to the sounds of birds and people singing, and Oroto, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Nyatiti.
Yes, that I was accustomed to. But the first time I got to high school, I saw the saxophone for the very first time. And the reason I picked it up is because it looked nice. Yeah, I didn't know how to play it. I didn't know what to do with it. And from that time onwards, I just continued learning and practicing until... here
Were you
we
at
are today.
Starehe?
Yes, I was at Starehe.
It's important because this week you donated a sax to Starehe.
Yes,
So you're giving back to your old community.
exactly. I'm very grateful to Starehe because first, that's why I saw this instrument for the very first time. And that's where the music center became my center of excellence. So I thought, let me go back and see how that music center is doing. So I've actually dedicated myself to refurbishing it and bringing in brand new equipment and making it top class.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you're out there playing with your band at places all over the place.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Let's talk about businessman. You run a music school.
Yes, I run a music school that certifies people from the lowest level to the highest level possible. In fact, the Queen is our patron. Shh, don't tell anyone.
The Queen of England.
She might blush if you tell everyone.
Oh, how delightful. How very delightful. Have you been to tea?
Sorry?
Have you been to tea with the Queen?
Well, on Skype.
Really, the actual Queen?
On Skype.
Wow.
She signs her certificates. How much closer can it get?
Really?
Her seal is on her certificate, yes.
Wow. For how long has this music school been
For
operating?
the longest time, probably over 10 years. But my would answer that much better. She administers the institution.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a preacher
Yes.
as well. Do you still preach?
Absolutely.
Do you go up on a pulpit and...
Every single Sunday I'm preaching it, man. We're serving Jesus, man.
Do you have your own community, your own ministry? Do you serve in somebody else's church?
It's my own. You remember 2010? We
Yes.
had a couple of hula baloos, ups and downs, which is actually natural and normal for any person who is worth their salt or worth their message. We went through that, we overcame all that, and we carried on. By the way, there isn't a single Sunday we never preached since then.
This is the Finger of God Church.
Yes.
So you have a community that meets here every week. They come to church.
Absolutely, yeah. It's only that we don't talk to people like you about it.
Is the
Yeah.
Finger of God Church like a proper church or a sect?
It's a proper church. What's a sect? Define a sect.
One that has characteristics that mainstream Christianity might disagree with.
Oh, they called Jesus a sectarian, and he's the founder of Christianity.
So it is not a cult, because that's the reputation that the Finger of God has after that hula baloo you referred to in 2010.
Yes.
It's like people say, no, that's a cult.
Well, the interesting thing about Kenyans especially is that if they don't understand something, they label it. And more often than not, people who label things are either envious or jealous or outright evil. You see, one needs to find out. For example, go and see how people do what they do. A cult is an esoteric organization, a secret organization. Ours wasn't. Anybody was welcome. In fact, the majority of the people there are of the fourth estate, media people who have a voice. So they would have spoken about it. And Larry, I'll tell you, we were investigated for 1.5 years. And not a single wrong thing was found. And we were actually taken to court and we were acquitted. On top of that, I think I should say this quite openly, we are in the process of being compensated for all that by the Kenyan government.
Did you sue the Kenyan government for
Yes.
damages?
Yes, we sued. Right now we are working on something called damage assessment. Yeah.
So you won the case?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Before which court? That was it here in the High Court in Nairobi?
Yeah, Milimani.
Because your greatest hit, so to speak, would be, everybody remembers 2010. My
Yes.
old colleague Esther Arunga was a member of your church, and they said she joined this sect and she lost her mind. Is that what happened?
Well, let me just take you back a little bit. All that people know about Esther happened when she used to stay in our house. Esther's actually my cousin.
Right.
Yeah. So she became the big person, the big star, when she was in our house. Now, it's erroneously reported that things went wrong when she joined us.
Right.
Things actually were right when she moved into our place as a relative, and I was mentoring and coaching her about success and things like that. You know, the motivational aspect of my business life. And she became a big, big, big star until this Quincy man came on board. That's when things went wrong.
Because before Quincy came on board, she was betrothed to a different man.
Yes, she was.
And she was to be married.
Yes, she was.
Was Quincy a member of your church?
Well, he joined a little later. He was not always a member. But you see, Quincy was with us for 2 weeks, and then everything just went weird. Just 2 weeks.
So within 2 weeks of Quincy Timberlake joining your church,
We were arrested, and media was all over the place, and you know they talked about whatever they did, until it reached where it reached.
so it was all his doing.
I wouldn't say so. He played a major role. Esther had a role to play as well, and I think that's something we sorted out a long time ago.
Are you still in contact with Esther though?
No, I don't think it's wise. Yes, though I don't mind being in contact with her, but I think she needs to live her life the way I'm living mine, quite happily. And being an adult, you know, a lot of times people have spoken to me about Esther, and she's an adult, man. Someone can choose how they want to live their life. And I don't think a mature adult can be forced to get in a relationship they don't want to get into or to do what they don't want to do. So if somebody's life is a mess, they participated in it from the beginning to the very end. One can actually decide to walk out of a mess if they want to, without blaming anybody and without calling names. So I think Esther should fix her life the way I, my wife, and our children have fixed our lives.
All right. So do you regret how any part of this episode played out?
I don't regret whatsoever, because I think great men and women are created out of the crucible of persecution. Fire makes you strong. So it's a good thing.
Are you still with the Placenta Party of Kenya?
No, that was Quincy's outfit.
That was Quincy's, not yours.
Not mine.
But you are a presidential aspirant.
Yes, at that particular time. But I think I actually talked on Nation, by the way.
Right.
And I said that, look, at this particular moment, I'm putting a break on politics for a while. I will be back. Yes, so I'm on the drawing board right now.
So will it be in the next year's election?
No.
But at some point you intend to run for president again?
Definitely. Yeah, but I'll make the announcement. Now, think about it. Most of the presidential candidates, as we're talking now, are in their 50s, man. I have about another 20 years to do this thing. So let me plan it properly and do it well. They shouldn't put me under any pressure. I'm not 50 years old.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.